So today we're going to be talking about one of the most important aspects of being an influencer. That is being an infinite content creator. So a lot of times people who have a deep message inside, that have a gift, they want to be making a bigger difference in the world. And they're like, how do I come up with the next idea? How do I find the inspirational content to be able to share? So I'm going to be sharing with you 10 specific ideas where when you learn how to use these ideas, you'll never have to struggle to create content again. So here we go. This is the infinite content creator experience. Are you ready? So make sure you take notes, but more importantly, I want you to begin opening up your eyes so that you can be intentionally creating and pushing out daily content. Because as you've heard, content is king, but what is really true is the person who creates and distributes the content with the greatest value is the one that develops and creates the audience so that you can create the business you want. So let's talk about the content creator machine. All right. So first idea, as you're sitting there trying to think, what should I type? What should I post? I want you to understand that there are lots of different forms of content you can put out there. And these ideas are going to help you to be able to figure out ideas for recording videos, to be able to figure out content to post on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, or articles for your blogs or other things, even for your book. Like, all of these things are relevant, or for your workshops, any way you want to distribute content. So the first idea to be able to find relevant content for your audience is life experiences. Every single day as you're going throughout life, there are moments that are happening that you can turn into relevant content. Now, your job is learning how to translate those normal day-to-day experiences into something that's relevant to your audience. And it could be something as simple as what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, to what you thought when you were going to the grocery store, or a conversation that you had. But really open your mind up and look at these daily experiences you have as an opportunity to teach your audience how you think and how you approach life. Second idea for content is sharing your own personal breakdowns. Now, for those of you that are especially coaches and mentors and speakers and influencers, this is really important for your audience, because there's a connection that happens to you for your audience when they can see that you're human. I mean, you're going to be out there, you're going to be positioned as an expert, you're going to have this following, but for them to connect with you heart to heart, they need to understand that you're real, that you understand what they're going through. And when you can share your own personal breakdowns, it opens up this world of connection and possibility for them, because they can see how you're interacting with your own struggles and challenges, and then it gives them hope for their own. So for me, when I share, the big breakdowns of my life, whether divorce or bankruptcy, it creates this connection as they see the hero's journey that I've been on. And then even the day-to-day things where I can share, it's like, wow, I didn't want to wake up this morning. I just wanted to stay in bed. I was feeling low. And this is what I remembered. Or when you share the failures or the disappointments, your audience will love it, and they'll feel so connected because, once again, they'll get that you're real. Next aspect of creating infinite content is just to pay attention to the conversations that are taking place on a daily basis. Listen to your audience. See what they're talking about. See what comes up. See what questions you're being asked. All of these different things that you experience in these day-to-day conversations can turn your mind, because if it's relevant in your world, I promise it's relevant in their world too. Next is current events. There are always things that are happening in the media that you can draw on as inspiration to talk about as a platform. And when you can share your perspective, your insights, your take on what's happening, then all of a sudden your message becomes really relevant to what they're dealing with, and your audience is interested in that. And this is also a great way, because as you talk about current events, then all of a sudden that's when people will share it more and will comment, and and they'll engage with it because it's relevant in their life too. So always be looking. The bigger the news story, the more opportunity it is for you to share your perspective and to leverage those current events as a way to connect with your audience. Next piece is entertainment. When you draw on popular culture and popular media, it gives you, once again, this platform to connect with people in a beautiful way. And the way that social media works in these different algorithms is when you're talking about relevant things to your audience, the algorithms will push your message up towards the front. So when you talk about these things and just insights that you gained or these things that are hot topics, it creates this relevancy to your message. Next piece, this is really important because as you're fine-tuning your message, the more you share it, the more clear you'll be. And one of the things that's important to realize is there really is almost no original content. There's no original ideas. Everything's been talked about or shared before. And so sometimes it's really useful to just draw insights and inspiration from other mentors, other people that are talking, other people that are also influencers, and see what they're talking about and how you can bring your own voice to that message. So a couple specific ideas is actually going on to your favorite YouTube channels. Find the people you love following on YouTube, go into their channels and see what are the most commonly watched videos. And this isn't, once again, about plagiarizing and taking all of their content and just recycling it word for word, but this is about looking at what are the core topics, what are the themes that they're sharing about, that their audience is wanting, that your audience might also want, and you can use that exact same title or that exact same theme as a starting point to be able to find content of your own. So find your favorite mentors, the favorite channels, and start listing out what are the content pieces that you would be excited to train on as well. Next piece is look at books or other media that inspire you. You know, sometimes when I'm looking for ideas as I'm building courses or programs or creating videos, I'll just go to Barnes & Noble and I'll hang out and I'll flip through different chapters of books that call to me. And I'll see what the chapter headings are and I'll see if there's any inspiration that would be useful for me. You know, one book that I really love as a way to stir my mind in terms of topics around personal development is a book by Jack Canfield called Success Principles, for instance. And he's got all of these chapters about overcoming failure or time management or achieving your goals that becomes really relevant. And once again, it's not about taking and plagiarizing their content, but using it as a spark to fuel your mind so that you can create daily content of your own. Next piece is create a list of frequently asked questions that your audience has. Looking at what are the most frequently asked questions that your audience has. This becomes one of the most fertile and the best places to be able to create content from, because you know these are challenges, these are struggles, these are things that your audience is wondering. So always be listening to your audience. What are they asking you? What are the things that are coming up for them? And create a list of the top 10 most frequently asked questions, and then create your content from there. The next piece is look at your own personal challenges that you're dealing with. For me, some of the best content that I've ever experienced creating in my life is when I'm just talking to myself and I'm giving myself advice on what I'm dealing with. And sometimes that coaching that I give to myself, often as I share that, I get messages from people like, oh my gosh, you have no idea how badly I needed to hear that. So look at your own life and what you're struggling and dealing with, because if you're dealing with it, I guarantee other people are struggling with it as well. And then the last piece that I would encourage you to look at is just drawing on inspiration from source. This is when you just clear your mind, you connect with source, you do meditation, you do whatever you need to so you can get in a prime state, and then from there, you just channel the information that you need to speak. And sometimes I just begin with the questions like, what's the message I need to hear right now? and I just start typing on my computer. And it's amazing to me because just these simple ideas, when you become proactive in sharing your message on a daily basis, your audience will begin to surround you. There's a quote that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But I think even more important than that, when the teacher is ready, the students will appear. And the fastest way to get ready is to be intentional and deliberate about constantly pushing out more and more content. I kind of look at this as the game of karma. So my goal as a mentor, as a leader, is to put the universe into so much karmic debt because I put so much value out there that it has to come back to me. So make this your intention as a creator. Be a leader, push out content, serve your audience, love them fiercely, and just remember there are infinite ideas of ways to share your message with the world. So go out, share it, post daily content, and make it a game to see how many lives you can change.